Huh. Let's see. Settings. Cool. Okay. Huh. 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 Okay.
Two hours later.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Fresh Big Pie here, and today I'm going to show off some of the features for the new custom world settings for the Fallout First private servers coming later this year. Now, in case you guys weren't aware, Bethesda dropped all of this stuff on us yesterday, and I did get a chance to play around last night with some of the settings, and it's pretty cool, guys. Honestly, I don't know that it will make a huge impact on gameplay overall when it does drop, but it should be something fun, something different, and something you can enjoy with your friends if you have any, because if you're like me, you're just lonely all the time. Forever. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, guys, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going over all of the patch notes. I will post a link in the description down below. That way you guys can check them out if you want to. But I am going to go ahead and show off all of the different settings that you can customize currently in the Fallout First private servers and let you guys take a look at that. So let's head over there. Alright, so this is what the new menu will look like. You have your classic adventure, your private adventure, which is just the private server, the normal one. And then Fallout World's Happy Builder will actually be a world with settings set up by Bethesda themselves. And I believe anybody will be able to join in on those and play around with what they have. So in this case, it's the Happy Builder one, and you can see the settings that they have turned on for this world. And now, obviously, we don't really care about that right now. We're going to go check out all the settings that you can have on your own custom world. And of course, my first custom world is going to be named Pie World. Why is that? Because it's full of pies, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. It's because my name is Fresh Big Pie. That's in case it wasn't obvious to you. Anyway, to the settings. So there's going to be 3 different tabs of settings. It's going to be the workshop, combat, and general settings. These are the combat. Your durability, you can make it super strong, super weak, or never break. You can turn off or on legendary effects. So that's pretty cool. Proximity enemy spawn, say that 5 times fast, determines whether or not enemies spawn literally right on top of you, like over and over again, repeatedly. It's kind of cool, but kind of annoying. Difficulty, pretty standard. Just change the difficulty to either easy or not easy. PvP rules, you can set it to always the way it is right now or never, depending on your preference for PvP. Nuked flora and creatures. Determine if creatures and flora will spawn as they would in a nuke zone. It only applies to outside. Right now, at this very moment, I do not see a major benefit to this in a 0 progression setting. So that's just me. That's in melee AP cost. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, you can turn it off if you want super easy mode. So that's pretty cool, especially if you want to play around a lot. Dismemberment, you can make it how it is, or you can make it always bloody mess. Everything explodes. Ragdoll behavior is actually a fun one, especially with, there's the setting called nuclear upward force. I played with that one, and it just launches your enemies off into the distance. It's hilarious. And then, of course, infinite ammo, you can have it on or on with no reload. And then, of course, you could also just have it off. Damage received, that's going to be how much overall damage you take. You could take no damage, you could take low damage, you could take high damage, and then damage dealt is just kind of the opposite, how much damage you're dealing, a lot or not a lot. And that's pretty much it for all of the combat settings. So the only ones left to go over now are the general and the building. These are the general, these are the building. So you can turn on free workbench crafting, which is really cool. Camp height, relaxed camp placement. If you turn on the free workbench crafting, doesn't cost materials. If you turn on the camp height, you can build really freaking high. It's actually fun. Relaxed camp placement just determines where you can place your camp. Camp power, you can have no power or always on power. Free building means that there's no resource cost for anything you build, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, camp radius and camp budget. It makes the size of your overall camp larger and the ability to put more in said camp. So those are both good settings. And then the final setting is the relaxed building restrictions, which basically just means you can place your stuff in more spaces. It's just less restricted building overall. So if you are interested in making a bunch of cool camps, those settings will be something you want to play around with. Now over here in general, you can change the weather settings, which I also like, because if you want to have this hellstorm type of environment or a very clear environment, you can have that. I tried out this quantum nuka rain or something like that, and it was kind of cool. It was really weird, honestly. You can get rid of your jump AP cost or increase it, and same with your jump height. If you set it all the way up, you jump ridiculously high. Power armor drain, self-explanatory, either go fast, slow, or none. Visual filter, this is kind of like when you're in photo mode and you have those different filters you can play around with. You can actually just make the entire gameplay in a few of those filters. Not for me, but maybe for some of you. Drop additional loot on death, guys. That's a serious one. You drop so much loot, okay? So fast travel, you could turn it on, you can make it free, you could turn it off. Map locations, you can have them all discovered or just leave it at default. And then fault damage, you can turn it up or turn it down or make it 0. But guys, the drop additional loot on death, that will make you drop all of your ammo, a bunch of aid items, some miscellaneous items on top of all of your junk. So just keep that in mind. If you turn that on and you want like a heavy PvP or a very consequence oriented, death in your world, then turn on the additional dropped items, because that will completely screw over. Imagine respawning somewhere and you have to go get to your loot bag because it has literally all of your ammo. So a lot of cool settings in here to play around with, guys. Let me know, though, down in the comment section below if you would like to see me make a video with a certain type of setting or a certain group of settings if you're interested in seeing something. And I'll show you here in just a sec kind of what I played around with so you can see some of the stuff in action. But if there's something you're super interested in and you want to see how it plays out in the video, let me know down in the comment section below, okay? All right, so this is going to be me showing you guys just how high you can build. So I have all of the building stuff turned to the best way, like very little restrictions, no cost for crafting. I can craft as high as the game will let me. And I also have the max jump height turned on, so you'll get to see, as you can see right there, that's a lot higher than Marsupial. So I'm just kind of stacking these little foundation blocks as I jump up, and then jumping up to the next one to keep increasing my height. And you'll see here in just a minute, I get pretty high up. I mean, my camp right here is already on the side of a mountain on a pretty high cliff near the White Spring Resort. That's where I like to typically reside. But I mean, look at how high I am getting in the air, how much higher I'm able to go. And especially with the increased jump height, it's actually pretty cool to be able to just go up that high. So imagine the kind of like obstacle courses players could build for other people to try out, You just imagine you increase your camp size to the max it'll allow, increase the budget to the max it'll allow, and the height to the max, and you could really make some creative and interesting stuff, some challenging platforming type of stuff for gamers to take on as something else to do. Now, of course, there's no progression that's kept, so it'll all just be for fun, but you know, when you're done with all of your seasonal activity stuff and you don't have really any more of a grind to complete, you could consider doing something like this. It's kind of, you know, like a editor's mode or a build mode. But yeah, look how high up I am. I mean, that's the roof of the top of my camp. This is the mountain range off in the distance. I mean, that's a great view right there. You know, top of the world's over there. And I think I'm just as high as the peak of it. If maybe, I'm not sure, but it's far off. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And this is just a very simplistic and quickly thrown together way to utilize this. So I imagine some of you big brained, artistic and creative players out there will come up with just the coolest stuff and show it off. So I can't wait to see what all you guys are capable of. And then you'll see no fall damage. That's what happens. You jump off, no fall damage. Isn't that's crazy? So I think the building stuff is actually pretty cool as far as the settings go. And I am really interested to see what many of you will create in the future. All right, and this is the Nuka Storm weather effect. That was the increased ragdoll effect where that rat just got launched by my weapon, and yep, there you go, just launched again off into oblivion. And of course, increased jump height. I actually do not have legendary effects on right now, and I do believe that I have the difficulty set to very hard, so I take a lot of damage and the enemies don't take as much. And so I just got killed by that rad rat, and I'm gonna respawn here at my camp, and you're gonna see the consequence of the increased loot lost on death. So I try to shoot this rat. No, I can't. I don't have any ammo. I lost all my ammo, all my aid items, all my junk, and a bunch of miscellaneous items that would actually be useful. So that's all the stuff you would lose with that setting on. It's pretty cool, especially if you want to, you know, play through the game or have others play through the game with all of this increased difficulty and these kind of more consequence-oriented play styles, or more of a survival type feeling. You know, you don't want to die because it'll have pretty serious consequences if you can't recover your loot bag. So let me know what you guys think about all this, you know, about the custom worlds, about the update coming. Is there anything you'd like me to make a video about showcasing, like any combination of effects, any singular effect? Is there anything you have questions about? Do you hate the fact that there's not going to be any more progression related with the private worlds when you add these effects to them? Or do you think that that is how that should be? You know, let me know all that down below. Do you think that you're going to buy Fallout First in the future to have access to these features, or you're still not going to buy it because it's a scam and a ripoff? You know, let me know what you guys think. If you did like the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, as it does help me out, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and have not subscribed already. Thank you to everybody so far that has subscribed to the channel, guys. It keeps me going, keeps me making these videos. Of course, I love to make them anyway and play this game. But no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.